Let's begin by arriving. Again, I always like to have my little wiggle as I settle on in. Hmm. Letting yourself notice whatever there is to notice. Really noticing how your body's making contact with whatever you are currently sitting on, whether that's a cushion or a chair. Just really noticing here. Perhaps bringing your awareness to your feet, noticing what your feet are touching. Perhaps you're sitting cross-legged with the sides of your feet touching the floor, with the other side touching your legs. Perhaps the soles of your feet are flat on the ground. Noticing any sensations present in your feet and noticing any tension present here. Can you soften your feet? Maybe wiggle your toes a little bit and then stop the wiggling and just notice that awareness, the movement, the stillness. At any point during my mindfulness meditations, you are welcome to find movement. One of my favorite practices is simply swaying from side to side. And this can be quite subtle, depending on how my neck is feeling. Sometimes I'll bring my head from side to side as well, or sometimes I'll keep my head fairly still as I move my torso. Just checking in. Now that we've been noticing for a few moments, maybe revisiting the way you're sitting. Is this comfortable? Is this the support you need in this moment? Hmm. Now that I feel myself really settling, I definitely want my sweater. Hmm. I know there's a lot of places right now that are a little bit cooler than usual. So notice if you're warm enough. Is there anything you can do to adjust, to support yourself? I always like to have a bottle of water or a cup of tea nearby as I'm meditating. Because as I tune in, sometimes I realize that I'm thirsty. So giving yourself the space here to notice the rhythm of your breath, feeling the rise and fall as you breathe. Noticing where you feel your breath the most. Perhaps it's around your nostrils. Again, noting temperature. Perhaps slightly cool as you inhale, slightly warm as you exhale. When I bring my awareness to my breath, I tend to really focus on my abdomen, feeling my belly expand and soften, noticing that movement a little lower in my body. Sometimes even placing my hands over my abdomen so I can feel my hands move, moving slightly out on each inhale and softening back towards my body on each exhale. Our breath is a really wonderful focal point because it's always there. And whether you simply observe your natural breath or you have the option to take longer inhales and longer exhales, it's a great way to check in with the sensation and what feels helpful in your body. So again, perhaps getting curious, how big of an inhale can you comfortably take? And what does it feel like to let it all go? If you're somewhere where you can make some sound on the exhale, feel free to do that. Your sigh, or any other vocalization. Sometimes I'll sort of buzz my lips together. Just seeing what your body needs in this space. Knowing that our thoughts will come and go, but seeing if you can begin to step back from your thinking mind, inviting your thoughts to soften. Last week, we talked about having a notepad in case there's any urgent thoughts that need to be written down. Allowing yourself the space to be, to acknowledge that there are very few things that cannot wait until the end of your practice. Comforting that panicked part of you because no, we have to think about this now. Reminding yourself that this is time you set aside to breathe, to be. letting your mind, your awareness begin to expand here, like the sky above, unfolding in all directions. Knowing that the sky can have clouds, birds, planes, and that they are passing visitors across the sky, across your mind. Allowing your thoughts and emotions to be much the same. You can acknowledge them and know that they are something your mind is experiencing. Giving yourself permission to be without needing to do anything here. Simply feeling the rhythm of your breath, allowing your awareness to expand like the sky unfolds before you. Perhaps noticing what is present in your mind and body with a sense of compassionate curiosity. Hmm. Letting yourself be here. I'd like to devote part of this morning's meditation to a metta or loving kindness practice. This practice involves offering some gentle healing words to ourselves, to a loved one, and typically to someone neutral, someone who represents conflict. But for today, I want to stay focused on self and loved one. Oh, I invite you to begin to think about someone that you care deeply for. This can be a friend, a family member, could even be a pet. And with this being firmly in mind, I invite you to repeat after me, either silently or aloud, as though you are speaking directly to this individual. May you be filled with warmth and love. May you hold your fearful mind in the cradle of loving kindness. May you accept yourself just as you are. May you be at peace and ease. Taking a moment, noticing how it feels to wish those things for your loved one. And now we revisit these same sentiments for ourselves. Sometimes I'll place my hand right over my heart. Again, repeating after me, silently or aloud. May I be filled with warmth and love. May I hold my fearful mind in the cradle of loving kindness. May I accept myself just as I am. May I be at peace and ease. Again, noticing how this feels. Really letting yourself take these words in. Perhaps noticing if there was one word in particular that really stood out for you today. One of the words I frequently meditate on is ease. I bring it into my yoga practice, constantly noticing where I can cultivate more ease. Perhaps revisiting the sensations in your body now that we've been sitting for a little longer, and noticing where you can cultivate more ease. Remembering that this can include adjusting the way you are sitting, what does it look like to apply this ease to your thoughts? To soften our expectations of what the mind should look like during meditation. Allowing yourself to be here. Another technique you might try as we cultivate this loving kindness, this compassion, this ease, is bringing a soft smile to your face. Nothing too big or goofy. Just noticing the sensation of that soft smile, feeling it not only as an outward expression, but feeling that smile towards your inner self. Noticing if that changes or shifts anything. allowing yourself to continue this process of breathing, noticing, of being. Perhaps beginning to deepen your breath here. Bringing your palms together at your heart space. This is a gesture of reverence and gratitude as you thank yourself for making time for your meditation practice today. Feeling grateful for those who meditated alongside you. Hmm. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, or whatever time of day it is where you are. Thank you. Hmm.